Anyway, the lead woman in the group is Amy from the introductory text. She says that Sinnamon taught me how to handle guys like you, while putting on a pair of brass knuckles with spikes attached to them. By revolution of the mask! It doesn't suck like this does! Moving on, we cut to The Facility, what an original and memorable name, where the new boss is settling in. Apparently the facility is some kind of superhuman affairs office or something. The boss and another woman discuss The Project, what an ominous name, and say that their best chance lies with Cindy Canyon, aka Sinnamon. The other woman says she spoke with Cindy's parents and that they've given permission for her to be readmitted. Wait a second, Sinnamon is a minor? They've been showing off her nipples through her outfit and she's a freaking minor? What the hell is wrong with this comic? There's a scene where a criminal in prison meets with some talk show host, but it serves no purpose here and we can skip it. Anyway, we cut back to Super Jailbait as she starts to fight Pterodon. Pterodon keeps bringing up the capitalist swine of America. Wait a minute! That means that Pterodon is a communist! Alright, you scantily clad, clearly an adult yet is apparently a minor, you beat up that commie for old glory! Pterodon rips off the scarves that were hanging off of her belt and wraps them around Cinnamon's head. While she tosses Sinnamon into the ground, she gives an abridged version of her Soviet backstory and how she was felled years ago by another American superhero. Sinnamon gets smashed into the ground and Pterodon just keeps wailing on her, knocking her face into the ground and even driving a car into her. Since you chose to defend this land of wretched excess, it's only fitting that the symbol of crass commercialism serves as your tombstone. Rest in peace. You were a valiant foe, but you fought for an evil cause. That cause being underage bikini modeling. Minutes later, Pterodon is at it again, ripping out the sign of a McDonald's analogy. I hope the idiots inside this restaurant are enjoying their last meals. How tacky, offering fast food for a final meal. Ha 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 ha. Sinnamon returns the earlier car smashing by smashing a van down into Pterodon. She says she'd hit her again with the van but doesn't want to kill her. And look at this. Is this what you think of when you think tossing away a van? She looks like she's posing for a beachwear catalog. Pterodon starts hallucinating under all the pain inflicted on her that she's meeting Stalin. Oh, and by the way, despite the fact that she's punching Pterodon in different poses and positions, Cinnamon's face never changes expression whatsoever. Heck, her lips don't even move. I guess the creators thought it'd be better to have an entire comic where she spoke telepathically. And so then Mulder and Scully show up with Boris and Natasha and wait a second! Fricking Mulder and Scully show up with Boris and Natasha! What? 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 You know what? Screw it. Let's just move on. Anyway, despite not calling themselves by those names, it's clearly them, so I'm just going to call them that. Boris and Natasha say that Pterodon is partially the responsibility of the Soviets, so they've come to assist in her capture. Cinnamon asks Scully if she can leave, but then also comments, "By the way, your partner's kind of foxy." Really? I hadn't noticed.
This isn't funny!
We cut to an epilogue where we see the aforementioned Heartbreaker killing cops. Oh, and it's a completely different artist now, which is really odd since it doesn't seem like the first 17 pages would have required that much time to draw, thanks to their lack of detail. All that happens here is that he vows to get revenge on the cops. The Heartbreaker himself is apparently just a luchador, which begs one to wonder why they didn't just shoot the guy. Following the main story are a bunch of extras. You know how Watchmen had like newspaper clippings and advertisements and book excerpts to help build up their universe? Well, this is kind of like that, except it's stupid and pointless. Anyway, we also get a backup story giving the origin of Pterodon. Apparently she was an American girl named Dawn in 1952 who was brought by her boyfriend to a bunch of Soviet spies. That red flag! You're commies! Yep, darn tootin' we are. Yeah, because as we all know, communism was big in the South during the Cold War. They strapped Dawn to a table and used some sort of machine to turn her into a human engine of destruction. Billy Ray, how can you let them do this? I thought you loved me. Believe me, baby, I do. But I love Stalin more. Then why don't you strap Stalin to the table? That'd be kind of cool. Super Stalin! They plan to do this to as many people as possible and destroy the country within with an army of super people.
A race of atomic supermen which will conquer the world.
They transform her into a winged engine of destruction. Also, the transformation apparently also destroyed her clothes. Again, it's not like people were picking this comic up for its plot, so why aren't you just doing porn already? This also apparently destroys the machine, even though we don't see it happening. Geez, this is a pretty destructive little machine here. Stalin was even nice enough to provide a costume for her, which is apparently a pair of jeans, go-go boots, and a Phantom Lady top.
Damn you, communism!
We switch to Pterodon attacking a gas station. This is the lifeblood of modern America. Let's see how far your cars drive now.
So what, Soviets drove hybrids or something?
The superhero duo of Celestion and Celestial Girl arrive to stop her, though for some reason Celestion is wearing Catman's old costume. Some onlookers scream out for them to defeat Pterodon. Rip her wings off! Rip her clothes off, too! Apparently Celestion has moral qualms with hitting women, so it falls to Celestial Girl to use an atomic ray gun to shoot her. The ray gun sends Pterodon out into the Pacific Ocean. And that's it. That's our story. No explanation for how she got different clothes or how she ended up underneath an island.
This comic is awful. It's not funny, it's not entertaining, and while it may fit some people's perceptions of sexy, it certainly doesn't fit mine. There is a feminist message here, though. And that message is, it isn't feminist, so throw this piece of crap away!
So long and thanks for all the fish. So sad that it should come to this. We try to warn you all, but oh dear.